So I just got done with my second workout of the day, and I'm just really keenly aware of some of the changes that have happened for me throughout the course of 75 hard. So I started back on this journey early to mid-April. I was going pretty strong on it until shutdown happened, and I, like a lot of people, let just the panic and the anxiety of this unknown virus kind of get the best of me, and so found myself drinking way too much, staying up too late, playing too many games, not being motivated at work, or hard to be motivated. And for me, health and mental health as well as spiritual health are so closely intertwined. And so when my friend Caleb was like, "Hey, I want to pop back into 75 hard," I was like, yes. It was shortly after that I invested in kind of this gym where I'm checking into now, and checking in from now. It's amazing how much of a bumbling idiot I can be sometimes. But I'm a tougher person now than I was 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago. Certainly 3 months ago. April's how many times ago? July 1st, June 1st, May 1st, April 1st. Almost 4 months. I've seen 30 pounds drop. I've seen shirt sizes go down, pant sizes go down. Seen results in the mirror. But the most important is the one that's kind of going on in between my 2 ears. Into my heart, where there's a confidence that might not have been there before. I spent the last week kind of on vacation, a quick backpacking trip with a couple friends to Nordhaus Dunes, and then camped with my parents up in Muskegon State Park, and then I did a solo loop of the Manistee River Trail that I finished yesterday, and it left me with this giant blister that the Band-Aid is hidden somewhere. It fell off at some point during the walk. But that's the second of 2 workouts for today, and this blister was so painful. It's the size of a quarter, and I just know that the Dan before would have loved to take this as an opportunity to rest. But here I am, out on the second walk. I am using Chaco sandals to kind of take some pressure off my heel for a couple days, but I'm still going after it. Even when there's plenty of excuses to be made. It started downpouring during this walk, and I had the opportunity to kind of take cover, or just take this as an opportunity to learn, to get tougher, to flex my muscles, as you might say. And it's world-changing, life-changing. By it being life-changing, it can be world-changing. So people have asked me, or watched along on the journey and been like, yeah, I'm starting to think about doing it. And yeah, do it. But do know that once you've decided to start, you don't want to give up on yourself. It's really difficult. It's doable, but it requires sacrifices. It requires a lot of time. It You have to develop this like hard assness to just get the things you need to done. But I think that's the refining power of it. I think I started saying this 30 seconds ago, 2 minutes ago. I don't know, and I hope you don't go back and look, but I'm catching myself dreaming bigger. And I've always been a big dreamer, but there's a difference between dreaming for just dream's sake and then dreams with the knowledge that you have the capacity to pull it off. That you have the stuff inside to do the work, to do it. And that's the biggest thing of all. So I'm on day probably 70. All I know is that I think on Friday or Saturday, I'll have the choice of whether or not to sip a glass of celebratory bourbon or start into the next phase of this. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna go dry off.